Yesterday was the single largest day for in-store pickups at Java's Cars and Collectibles since I opened the store back in June. So in this video, we're going to review those pickups, and let me tell you, there's some pretty amazing stuff in here. So for these pickups, I really had like two very large pickups, and then I had some smaller pickups throughout the day. And what you're going to see here are part of those smaller pickups. So we've got the Cinderace and the Lapras. I believe these both came out of an ultra premium collection. We have a Charizard, obviously gold. I've got so many of these in the store at this point, these Charizard EXs. We've got Calyrex, we've got these gold cards, always do well. Kids really like the gold cards, and kids actually really like Urshifu. We've got some trainers, we've got Erica's Invitation from 151, we've got Irida, I think from Crown Zenith, we've got Giovanni, and we have the beautiful Miriam, I believe from Scarlet Violet Base. Very cool card. And lastly, we've got the Rayquaza Amazing Rare. Now we're going to work our way into the Trainer Galleries and Galarian Gallery cards. So we have Latias, we have my favorite, one of my favorite at least, of the galleries. Looks like a tattoo, like a traditional style tattoo you'd see on somebody. Galarian Moltres. Beautiful card. I can't believe it was a promo in English, but this one is super clean too. Very good centering. Then we have a lot of Pikachus from Crown Zenith, and we have more Pikachus from Crown Zenith. This one is the secret rare. Stacks on stacks of Pikachus. We've got Lost Origin Pikachu of the Sleeping Boy. We've got Lost Origin Charizards as well. And last but not least, of course, we have the Gengar from Lost Origin. Super cool card. This card really spiked recently. I think it's maybe 30, 40 some dollars at this point, where at the beginning of the year or slightly, before this boom period, I would be surprised if it was even 20 bucks. There is definitely a Gengar tax in this hobby right now. People love Gengar. As fast as I can get cool Gengars in, they sell basically immediately. All right, let's hop into illustration rares now. So we did get a Slowpoke illustration rare peeking out the little garage right there. Got the Ethan's Typhlosion, one of the most badass looking illustration rares. I love this one. Typhlosion getting some really nice cards here recently. Got the En's Reshiram, always a good one. En is a very popular trainer among basically everyone, but especially girls that come into the store. En definitely captures the hearts of the young ladies, that's for sure. We have Articuno, two of them, beautiful card, one of the best cards from Journey Together. Got the Cleffa. Funny story, if you haven't seen my top 10 cards from Obsidian Flames, I picked the Scizor illustration rare as my favorite card, but when my grandma, who watches all my videos, which is super cool, when she watched the video, she was like, absolutely not. The Scizor is not the best card. The Cleffa is the best card. So she loves this Cleffa card, and it was funny. I got scolded by my grandma for choosing the wrong card from Obsidian Flames. Next up is the Ceruledge. I love this art style. Ceruledge is a very popular Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet, and this just is so good. I love this card so much. Last but not least of the illustration rares, of course, we have the Misty's Lapras, with Misty sleeping next to Lapras there on the beach. Just a very calm card. I wish I could teleport to a beach right now. That would be nice with winter rolling in and the weather getting colder. It'd be nice to be sitting on a beach. Now we're going to start getting into some more full art cards and some gold cards. I mean, technically those were full arts, but I mean like more higher end full art cards. We've got the Pikachu V. I love that they're like lost. Pikachu's trying to help him find his way. Red is taking a look at the map. It's a cute card. I like this one. And then we have the V Max, and I love this because Red is absolutely, he's in the power stance, man. He's in the superhero stance. Big old Pikachu ready to do some damage. Now we're getting into these golds. These golds have grown on me. I think when they first came out, I was like, yeah, they're all right, but I prefer the other gold cards, but I actually really like these ones, and they chose really good Pokemon to feature in these. So we have a Rayquaza VMAX. Obviously, any Rayquaza that comes in the store, I'm going to pick up because Rayquaza is a very popular legendary Pokemon. We've got a couple of these Pikachus, or a few of these Pikachus, 3 of these Pikachus actually. Pikachu VMAX gold cards. Very nice. We've got the Chunky Boy. I'm so glad they brought the Chunky Boy back. They made Pikachu skinny, and it just ruined the vibe, I feel like, of Pikachu and Raichu. They're supposed to be little chunky boys. Next up, we have the Mew. Everyone loves a good Mew card. We've got the Mew VMAX. I just love how it's a gold card, but they use harsh black for the shadows, but then they outline them in their respective colors, right? So you have Mew that is pink, and then you have Pikachu that is yellow. It's a little less prominent on the Pikachu card, but then you obviously have Rayquaza that's green. So I just really like how they did these cards personally. Let's hop in now to some celebrations. We've got some celebrations card. This card shot up, man. I think it's like 40 some dollars now raw. Crazy. I wasn't really paying attention to this one because this particular Rayquaza I haven't gotten a lot of in store, but I was paying attention to like the Umbreon, the Pikachu, stuff like that. And obviously Umbreon shot up to like over $100 at some point and has now come back down to like 85-ish. This card really shot up. Very surprising when I copped this card. We've got one of the gold Mews. We actually had a couple. Toward the end of the video, I'm going to show you which of the cards that I picked up that I'm actually going to be grading. So a lot of these cards you're going to see are in store, but toward the end of the video, I'm going to show you all the cards that I'm actually going to send off to PSA, hopefully get some decent grades. So we've got the Mew Gold card. We've got a couple birthday Pikachus. Got the Umbreon Gold Star, of course. This one, I was not surprised when this one shot up, because if you think about it, this Umbreon Gold Star, the only other way to get this card in this art is a really, really expensive way. So if you're an Umbreon fan and you like the shiny blue Umbreon, this is one of the only cards of the shiny blue Umbreon, probably in the top 5% of the most expensive cards in the hobby. So it kind of makes sense for this one to be expensive in my opinion. And then you have obviously the Charizard, the base set reprint Charizard from Celebrations. We got 2 of those. We got a few more Charizards, and then we're going to roll into some alternate arts and some special illustration rares. We've got the Charizard EX full art from 151, and then we have the promos from the Ultra Premium Collection, the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. We've got Charizard V, V-Star, and V-Max. That V-Max is so cool. Still has never come out in Japan, which is kind of crazy. So this is a English exclusive promo, at least up until this point. Japan could always go back and make it like a trophy or a prize card or something like that, but I believe so far this is still English only. We got Pokemon Go. This is another card that really took a turn and really shot up the Mewtwo V alternate art. I think back before the boom, I think this card was maybe 30 bucks, not expensive at all. And now it's well above 50, maybe close to like 80 bucks raw, and the PSA 10s are doing very well. So yeah, Mewtwo V, Pokemon Go, basically the only like big hit from that set. So it was kind of interesting that it was so cheap for so long. Glaceon V-Star, rolling into some Crown Zenith now. We have the Glaceon V-Star, very cute out in the snow, and the Mewtwo V-Star. So this is obviously Mewtwo's point of view, and then we have Charizard's point of view in the promo. So very cool tandem artwork that they did here for these 2 cards. Gold cards, we are swimming in gold right now. So we picked up 2 of the Origin Form Palkia V-Star gold cards. I think there might be 1 in the grading pile as well. And then we have 1 of the Dialga V-Star gold cards. I'm not a big fan of the Origin Forms. I don't like the Origin Forms at all. I'm not a big fan of Dialga and Palkia in general, but I really don't like the Origin Forms in comparison to the normal forms of these Pokemon. So just my personal opinion. Let me know in the comments how I'm wrong. And then of course we have the Giratina. The Giratina and the Arceus are the 2 best looking gold cards I think maybe in the hobby. If I had to think about gold cards, I think they're probably the 2 best gold cards I can think of in the hobby. And we have 2 of the Giratina. One of the most expensive, if not the most expensive Crown Zenith card. I think the Mewtwo V-Star is getting close. That one shot up above like 200 bucks recently. The Giratina is still the king, and it is gorgeous. Prismatic Evolutions, the set that probably generates the most tears of anyone in the shop that opens it. Definitely a rough pull rate on Prismatic Evolutions, but we got a bunch of hits, including a full set of the Evolution SIRs. Kind of a funny story. When we get to it, I'll tell you it. So we got Roaring Moon EX. I feel like this is just overhyped right now. This has a Conda tax. The illustrator Conda has become very popular over time, has done some pretty amazing artworks. This card being almost $300, kind of crazy to me. I know that people really like Roaring Moon, but man, that's expensive for this card. I'll just say it. That is expensive for this card, but I know people really like this card, and it's a beautiful card. I'm not saying it's not cool. It just seems really expensive for what it is. We've got an Eevee Master Ball hiding in here. Now we get to the Prismatic Evolution set. So we've got the Leafeon, the Sylveon. The funny thing about this set is I actually owned this set before. This is a person who bought this set from me and then came back yesterday to sell the set back to me. I think they made money on it. I think they bought it when it was low, and then Prismatic kind of came back, and I think they did pretty well on it. It's kind of funny how that works. People buy stuff and then they'll either trade it or sell it back. A couple of the gold cards too, that gold Rayquaza and gold Pikachu, I think was the same situation. That happens. People recycle through stuff pretty constantly at the store. So, and this was one of those times. So we've got the Espeon, Glaceon, gorgeous. This is an amazing, like if you're doing a Christmas binder, this would be like, this should be middle page. Absolutely just a stunner for like a Christmas or a winter binder. So nice. We got Vaporeon, of course, the Flareon, the One Ring to rule them all, the Jolteon, the Eevee, and of course, it wouldn't be a full set of evolutions from Prismatic without the Umbreon. One thing about this set is that I think aside from the Eevee, which has a little bit of whitening, very clean. Prismatic, especially the evolutions, the first run, and maybe it got better in like second and third printings, but the first run was rough. There was a lot of whitening, a lot of corner dings, a lot of issues, centering, but This set that I bought was really clean. The backs are super clean, barely any whitening at all. Of course, the centering is still a little bit off, unfortunately. So a lot of these evolutions will be going into the store instead of being graded because just the centering is just, you can see it here, left to right, it's just a little too far off. That or I'm just being way too strict and someone's going to buy this and send it in and it's going to get a 10 and I'm going to be happy for them. All right, these next 4 cards is a bit of a lesson learned. You have regulars that come in that you start to build a bit of a trust with. I think that trust can sometimes betray you. And it's not that I think that the people who sold these cards to me were intentionally trying to pass them as near mint when they're not near mint. I think in a lot of ways, these still would qualify as near mint, especially on TCG Player where everything apparently qualifies as near mint, but they did have more whitening and I should have probably looked at these because I probably would have comped them as LP instead of near mint if I had looked harder. So we'll take a peek. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Basically, we got all 4 of the big hits from Destined Rivals and 3 of the 4 have a lot more whitening than I would have expected. Spoiler alert, we're gonna put those down for now. So we have the Team Rocket's Crobat, obviously. This is maybe, oh man, this set is just so good. Just look at these. This is 4 of the best hits and you're missing the Moltres, which is one of the best. Like, look at all these illustration rares in Destined Rivals. This set is so incredible. You've got A to S tier Pokemon in pretty much all 5 of the special illustration rares in the set. Like, come on, it's absurd how good this set is. And the illustration rares are so good. I don't know. Destined Rivals, if I were to try and master set a set right now, I would master set Destined Rivals. Let's jump in. So we've got the Crobat. The Crobat, I think was one. I think the Nidoking is fairly clean, but the Crobat definitely has issues. So Crobat, beautiful card, very colorful. I love it. But let's take a peek here. It might be a little tough to see, but I'm going to do my best. You can see that there is whitening. You can see some whitening around the corner there. You can see some whitening here. You can see some whitening down on this corner as well. And you can see some whitening there. So basically, like, all 4 corners have some pretty significant whitening. And then kind of all across the top, there's like little white dots of issues. And that's pretty much existing on all the cards, except I believe, like I said, the Nidoking. The Nidoking is very clean, pack fresh, looks fine. No issues with the Nidoking. But the Ethan's Ho-Oh and the Mewtwo both have basically that same amount of whitening. And it's going to be tough to see on camera, but again, you've got whitening basically all up in here. So these are going to be great cards for people who are master setting, and they are, man, it's really hard to still call these near mint. So I probably will do some sort of like LP plus pricing. I would have comped them at LP. It only feels fair that I put them in the store as like LP plus. So basically I'll look at LP on TCG Player and I'll round up a little bit. Pretty disappointing to have as much whitening on these cards. Still really cool cards to have in. It's the first time that I've gotten a Team Rocket's Mewtwo in the store. The very first Team Rocket's Mewtwo to come in the store. Lesson learned, if you're spending hundreds of dollars on cards, comp them all, even if they're coming from what you feel like is a trusted source. And I do trust this person going forward. I don't think they were trying to slip anything by me. But yeah, just disappointed a little bit to see the conditioning on these 3 cards. All right, last in this stack, we have the Zekrom and Reshiram. I think I might have 5 of these Reshiram at this point. Nobody's buying these, man. I'm buying them, but nobody's buying them for me. Nobody wants to trade for them. I don't know if people just think that they're too expensive or what it is, but in terms of high-end stuff, like, these cards sit. I think the problem is with these cards, all of them are off center. The only one that I've gotten that was good centering was the Victini, the red Victini I sent off to PSA. It got a PSA 10 recently and I sold it immediately. That was the only one of these that I've seen that is centered. So many of these are so off center, and you can even see it here. This one pretty off center left to right. I mean, the left is thick, man. And then you can see here it's off center on the right. And usually with these real high end cards, people will come into the store looking for high end stuff, but they want to grade that high end stuff. It's tough to move cards that are $300-$400 when they're not gradable, at least in the store. I have a ton of these at this point. I need to move them maybe on eBay or to streamer friends or something. I need to get them out of here because it's a lot of value that is just chilling right now, and I have too many. Now we're starting to get into the heat. We've got this Pikachu promo, very nice little promo. This one's more like MP though. It's got quite a lot of whitening on the back. I did comp this around MP, but Sylveon, one of the absolute most popular. There's so many Sylveon fans that come into the store and want Sylveon cards. So beautiful card here with Chespin and Pikachu. Having a little picnic. And we have some GXs. We've got the Arceus Dialga Palkia GX and the Moltres Daptone Articuno Tag Team GX. 2 Tag Team GXs. I have quite a few tag teams in store, and I do think a lot of people really like tag teams as well. I really like the tag teams a lot. Arita basically did all of these flat tag team artworks. I think he nailed it out of the park with most of them, if not all of them. The flat tag teams are just really, really cool. Obviously, the alt tag teams are crazy and awesome as well, but I love tag team cards. So whenever I get them in and they're clean, I definitely will take them. All right, guys, when I picked this up, I posted it on Instagram and immediately I had like 5 people in the DMs like, I want to buy this. The Gengar EX, obviously you can tell very off center top to bottom, but overall pretty clean front. And then on the back too, I mean, it's got that this little piece up here and it's got a couple white dots on the corners, but otherwise this is a clean copy of this card, man. I would definitely say that this is near mint. This is really expensive, super colorful. I just really like this card a lot. If it wasn't this expensive, I would probably keep it for my personal collection, but it is crazy. The off center to me is just a little bit too much for me to want to keep it in a binder or something, and I definitely need to sell this to somebody to recoup some of that cash. But this is such a nice one, man. Just look at that. For a Gengar collector, this gotta be a grail. This is one of the coolest Gengars out there in my opinion. We got a Dark Raichu with a nice little swirl down there. Pokemon's first secret rare, if you guys didn't know. Got the Charizard G. This is just the flat one, but we do have a reverse holo. Might have hit the grading pile, so you'll see it here in a bit. Oh, the Moltres. Okay, we've got the Moltres from, I believe, Supreme Victor's holo. I love the art style on these. We have more of these, just letting you know. We've got some shinies. We got shiny Relicanth and shiny Yanma. Let me know in the comments, but is this, apart from the shinings, is this one of the first shiny subsets? Oh man, this card, Alakazam EX, Umbreon, Lugia, Alakazam, one of the best looking cards in the hobby. I already have one of these in my personal collection. Crazy thing about this one, the centering is amazing and the back is perfect. No issues whatsoever. The problem is there is a single scratch, one single scratch keeping this from potentially being a PSA 10 right there. Look at it. It's not a dent because as you can see, it doesn't but it's one single scratch that is pretty significant. You can see it pretty well. The only reason why I'm not sending it to PSA, but otherwise, I mean, just look at it, guys. It's the cleanest copy of this card that I've ever seen. Centering wise, it is perfect, but one little scratch. Two left, we got a couple level X's. So we have a Charizard level X and we have a Snorlax level X. And you're probably like, why aren't you sending these for grading? These are crazy. Unfortunately, the Charizard has a couple little pinhole dents on the back that I feel like would bring it down pretty significantly. Same with the Snorlax. It has one or two little pinhole things. And this one does have a little bit of whitening. It's not horrible though. And this one has a little bit of whitening as well. But overall, solid and very clean. I think this one had a little pinhole dent around the Pokeball somewhere, and this one had a couple of them just kind of scattered throughout, but still beautiful copies of these cards. Absolutely perfect condition for binders. Definitely still just incredible for collectors. All right, now we're gonna jump into the 2 stacks that I'm sending for grading, and right there you're probably like, holy, because I was like, holy. So we'll take a look at the modern stack first. Yes, I am separating the 2 between modern and vintage. I am kind of a weird tinfoil hat when it comes to grading modern with vintage. I think the modern can make the vintage look worse. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but if I was a grader and I saw a bunch of modern and then right after I had to grade a bunch of vintage, I would look at it differently and maybe be a little bit more harsh. So I'm just taking what I would do and applying it to somebody else, and maybe that's completely BS, but it's something that I do with my submissions. We've got Mega Gardevoir EX gold cards. We've got 2 gold cards. We've got the Lucario and the Gardevoir. Both of them centered really well. Condition on the backs is incredible. The only thing that I worry about, a buddy of mine sent a bunch of these in early on. Apparently in this area, it's really easy for these cards to get scratches. I don't think I saw very many of them on the Gardevoir, but I feel like on the Lucario, I did see some of the vertical scratches that my buddy experienced and ended up getting some 9s on. We'll see how it goes. Otherwise, the cards are perfect. Bubble Mew. Of course, we have to send this one, and this one's relatively clean. I think the only thing on the back of this one was a tiny little piece of whitening up here in the top right. Centered really well, super clean on the back, going to PSA. I am going to send one of these Pikachus. I'm also going to send, we saw these already, but we got the Pikachu V and V Max. I'm going to send one of each of these as well. Mew, the gold card from Celebration. So this card is slightly crooked, not horribly crooked, slightly crooked. You can kind of see that this side is a little bit thinner up there than it is up there. This side is a little bit thinner up there, a little bit thinner here than it is here, but I feel like it's not that bad, and it's so clean otherwise, could still have the possibility of a 10. So we're going to send that off. Charizard EX, similar to the Bubble Mew, the only issue on this Charizard is a white dot. It might be top left, actually. Very small white dot, but we're sending this one off because hoping that that will get a 10. Mewtwo V-Star, Palkia V-Star from Crown Zenith. Last but not least, we've got this beautiful little promo from, I think it was a 3-pack blister from like Cosmic Eclipse or something like that. And man, it is so good. Pikachu and Mimikyu, same promo. This card is like $100 and some now. It's crazy, but it is so clean. So we're going to send this off and hope for a 10. Last but not least, we've got our vintage stack of stuff that I'm sending off. So I don't think any of these are 10 worthy. I would be incredibly surprised if any of these come back at 10. I'm hoping more for 8s and above. All of them have a little bit of whitening, but some of them are so clean. Like this Charizard is so clean that I would be surprised if it didn't get a 9. It is super, super clean. My favorite Charizard artwork, and I absolutely will put this in my personal collection. And sorry guys, not selling this one. This one's going in the personal collection, at least for now, because it is so clean. We've got the Charizard G Reverse Holo. Very, very few in the pop for this card, especially in a 10. I'm thinking that this card might get an 8. I'm hoping for an 8. It has the tiniest little pinhole dent on the back, but otherwise it is so clean. Hopefully that doesn't bring it all the way down to like a 6 or a 7. Hopefully we can still get the 8. Potentially a 9 out of it, but we'll see when it comes back. Alakazam level X. This one's pretty clean. Again, 8 or 9, hopefully. Snorlax level X. We did get a second one of these. This one is actually, in terms of whitening, it's not as clean, but it doesn't have the same sort of little pinhole dents in it. So it's still got a little bit of whitening on it. I'm hoping for an 8. The Melodic. This card's crazy in a 10, man. And this is definitely not a 10. You can see it's pretty off center, top to bottom, and it does have a little whitening on the back, but overall, really clean. Hoping for a 9. Expecting an 8. Now we have a full set of these bird secret rares from Supreme Victors, I believe. They are just gorgeous, aren't they? Look at that Zapdos. So cool. Oh, that's really cool. I never noticed that before, that they took the artwork of the bird, put like a color overlay of like blue or red, and then they flipped it and they put it in the background. That's super cool. I never actually noticed that before. And also it looks like, wait a minute, it looks like Zapdos actually fit. Oh my word. I'm just experiencing this firsthand. Look at that. They fit together. Zapdos in the middle, Moltres on the right, Articuno on the left, and you can actually see the background from Zapdos coming into the backgrounds of the other birds. That is incredible. That is actually incredible. Holy jeez. I never noticed that before. But like I said before, I think 8s and 9s, hopefully 8s and 9s. Very clean cards though, and super beautiful. Last but certainly not least, we have from, I believe, Rising Rivals, we have the Pikachu Secret Rares, the Surfing Pikachu, the Flying Pikachu, and the base set Pikachu that was reimagined by Arita. Man, it's so cool. And these, again, I'm hoping for 9s. Expecting 8s. As a swirl guy, okay? Some of you guys are swirl guys as well. You guys will respect this. You have a swirl on the left, kind of by the tail, right? But then you also have a half swirl on the right. So this is like double swirled up. I'm not sure how many more videos I will make that are kind of those card shop POVs. I might keep those to shorts. If I get big days of purchases like this, I'll probably share them with you. And then obviously when they come back from PSA, I'll share them with you as well. But such an incredible day. I spent so much money, and I'm hoping that a lot of these cards come back, the grades that I'm hoping they are. Even if they don't, this is really going to help out the store a lot. And thank you to everyone that came in yesterday, Saturday, and sold me stuff or traded me stuff. It was a really fun day. We picked up a lot of great stuff. Those days are just the best days at the store.